You wanted the best and you got it. The hottest band in the land, Kiss. Alive. Hello everybody, welcome to the Kiss Army Things podcast. This is episode 150. My name is Xander.
My name is Daphne.
And we are celebrating the 50th anniversary of Kiss Alive. So this episode is going up on the 7th. The 10th, this Wednesday, is going to be the actual anniversary.
Perfect.
So we're a couple days early, but that's okay because the celebration, we're never too early to celebrate Kiss. We're always celebrating Kiss anyway, so why not do it a couple days earlier? And thank you guys so much for being here because we're back after, summer break?
Yeah.
I feel like, we've been kind of gone for a couple weeks. We've been super busy with everything going on around here, but we're not too busy to celebrate Kiss Alive.
Never.
So thank you guys for being here. It is episode 150.
That's perfect.
Celebrating
How did
Kiss
that line
Alive
up
50.
so perfectly?
I know, and that's happened a few times too, where we've had episodes where, something about it, whether it's the release date or the episode number, just happens to coincide with the whole episode. And
it's fate.
It's fate. It's kind of nice. So here we are, episode 150, talking about Kiss Alive 50. And before we even get started, thank you guys so much for 150 episodes.
Wow.
That's
insane.
It's truly awesome. So we really do appreciate the fact that you guys are still here after all these episodes, after Kiss is off tour. The fact that we're still here having this much fun is really awesome. And I want to go ahead and name our patrons by name, give them a special shout out. So I want to real quickly give a shout out to Rex Metzer, Darren Smith, Matt H., Jeremy Cremona, Bjorn Johnson, Luby, Jeff and JT Milhoen, Z Unit, and Eric Indy. Thank you guys so much for your continued support over on the Patreon. It's been a blast. The newsletter just went up. The one for September just went up, so you guys can download that. I have a new activity for you guys, as always, and just thank you so much for your support. But Daphne, I'm interested. What's the Kiss Spotlight today? What do you think? What's going to be the Kiss Spotlight? I know, right?
That's a tough one.
I think it's obviously
narrow it down.
It's obviously going to be Kiss Alive, and we could probably do a few other Kiss Spotlights.
Yeah.
One of the ones that you and I were listening to was the Creatures 2-disc set that came out a couple years ago.
That was fun.
Yes, the
I
live
forgot
tracks.
that we were going to talk about that. Yeah.
And that was, of course, a couple weeks ago. We didn't film a couple weeks ago,
right.
so that would have been our spotlight. But yes, today is just going to be us talking about Kiss Alive. And so I thought, well, for the spotlight portion, we could talk about some of the, historic facts about the album, the facts, the things that we do know and some things that we maybe don't know. I know I learned some things. So one of the things that makes this special, I'm going to use past tense because 50 years ago, what made this one of the most special Kiss albums is the fact that it was their first gold album. That was certified by the RIAA in December, just a few months after its release. Gold, in this case, for an album means 500,000 units. But this is where things get a little weird, is because it has not been recertified. Like most Kiss albums, it has not been recertified.
I know, I find that so odd that they don't do that.
Yeah, and I thought about it too. Like, wouldn't you want it to be as accurate? But I guess it just costs A, a lot of money. And then B, once you do get those plaques and awards, like, where's Kiss going to put them?
Right.
On top of the other ones? Like, they have so many. Like, Gene even put all his in Vegas.
Yeah, we saw him.
Gene has no room.
There's a whole wall in Vegas.
Yeah, Gene has no room for him in his house. I just put it in Vegas. Somebody else will want to see it. So, on one hand...
And we did.
On one hand, the band's just content with, being the band, right? And having their legacy. It's the fans that want to have... the most accolades to talk about their favorite band. But allegedly, this album has sold over 9 million worldwide.
So what would that be? Like platinum or something?
If it were the RIAA, which is America only, that's the one thing I always forget, is that the RIAA is just for America.
Sales,
So it sold 500,000 in America. That was gold. That was good enough for Kiss. It was their first gold album, so they were like, whatever, fine. 9 million in the States only would be pushing diamond.
Wow.
10 million is diamond. Now, diamond album sales are reserved for your artists like Michael Jackson. And, some of those big, huge pop artists that are just kind of like global. Which Kiss is global, but they're not
on that, in that category.
In a pop music level like that. Maybe songs like Beth and...
Right, but an artist like MJ, that's a good example, is very universally accessible, I would say, to lots of different types of people. Whereas
and I know
Kiss is for rock and roll fans.
Exactly, and I know I'm going kind of like off script or out of the left field here, but I kind of want to see what are some other diamond selling artists, just to give us an idea of who they are. So Garth Brooks, the Beatles, Eagles, Led Zeppelin, Drake, Imagine Dragons.
What?
We must be looking at streams now.
I'm like, that cannot be correct. No offense.
Yeah, so we have...
The other ones
top-selling albums include Fleetwood Mac's Rumors and AC/DC's Back in Black.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That checks out to me.
Oh, streamed diamond singles would be Katy Perry, Imagine Dragons, Lady Gaga. That makes sense. That's no way Imagine Dragons has diamond selling albums.
That's still impressive, but that's a different category to me.
Different category, yeah. So when you think about the Eagles, the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, they're going to have diamond selling albums. But 9 million worldwide is still... something to be
insane.
It's still pretty awesome.
That's crazy.
Now, as far as what the sales are in the States, I don't know. I could see it easily being double platinum. I was doing some research and found that just in the SoundScan era alone in the US would be adding another 258,000, so another quarter million right there. So that's just the last, SoundScan is 91 to 06. Mm-hmm. So just from 91 to 06, recorded, calculated sales, extra $250,000. Now, of course, in today's world, you have things like peer-to-peer sales and eBay sales and people going to thrift stores and things like that. So it's hard to actually track how many of these albums are being bought. Yeah. But just per one unit sale, extra $250,000 in just the last, so it's hard to say. But the fact that 9 million sales worldwide is still really impressive. Yeah. And again, those are things that Kiss fans mostly know about. The fact that it hasn't been recertified. What I was really happy to hear was that, yes, this album charted very well for Kiss at number 9 on the Billboard 200. That's obviously very impressive. But it charted for 110 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
It stayed on the charts. Again, a band like Kiss,
110 weeks?
Yeah, 52 weeks in a year.
I was going to say, how many?
52 times 2, that's 104. This is 110, so just over 2 years straight. I was going to say,
almost 2.5 years, that's wild.
Which is, again, for a band like Kiss, pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's incredible.
That is by far...
And that just shows you how much of a splash Alive made. How big this was.
Yeah, exactly. And Kiss had struggled for, it wasn't really that long, but Kiss fans like to pretend it was like this uphill climb.
It felt long at the time.
They struggled for all of 74. Mm-hmm. They released their first 2 albums in 74 with their third in early 75, and then here you go, by the end of 75, Kiss has their first gold album. So it wasn't really that big of a... I feel like that much of a struggle.
I don't know, things were just so different then. Not only was the music industry different, things were going so fast. They were releasing music so fast. But also I just feel like that did probably feel like a long time at the time. And then looking back, it's like a year.
In today's world, it definitely does seem like a long time, because in today's world, you and I could write a song and then it could go viral tonight and everybody in the world could hear it by tomorrow morning. Yeah. There are artists who they release one song, one album, maybe, and they're already global superstars after doing hardly anything. Right. Whereas a band like Kiss, did their clubbing all of 73 and then spent all of 74 releasing their first set of albums, and then by December 75, they have their breakthrough. Yeah. They have their first gold album. They're, headlining tours. They're about to be the biggest thing in the world. So... all things considered, Kiss was doing very, very well. As long as you put in the work, you're going to see results. And Kiss, one of the hardest working bands ever. And so, here they're finally getting to, reap what they sow. The first album didn't do that well. The second album didn't do that well. The third album didn't do that well. And here they are just banking on everything. And luckily they had their smash hit with Kiss Alive. Again, number 9 on the Billboard. Their largest or longest run on the charts in their entire history. Wow. Okay. Was with this album. At 110. It ended 76 at number 31. Wow. So even after it came out for a year, it was still in the top 50,
right.
top 40.
It's not even like it was way down the line.
New. Yeah, it's not even a new album anymore. It hasn't been out forever, but it's definitely not new, and it's still at 31. So that I was surprised to hear about, because Kiss fans, we love touting all this stuff. Kiss, more gold albums than any other American band in the world. 30 gold albums, and we talk about all this stuff. And I was like, dang, 110 weeks on the charts. I'm going to add that to my list of things. And again, I know it's not Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, which charted for eternity. It was like 17 years straight, 14 years. Okay, that's great. That's that's fine. This isn't a Pink Floyd podcast. We're talking about Kiss. But anyway, no, that was to me really, really impressive. But I thought that while we are going to talk about the songs in a minute, our favorite tracks,
of course,
I wanted to talk about 2025. We did the 1975, talking about the facts and how pivotal this album really was. But here we are in 2025, 50 years later, anticipating this box set. And probably for about a year or so, it was more or less rumors and more imaginative. Kiss fans were hopeful that there's going to be a box set. Is there going to be? Let's wait.
Like? Yeah.
And for the last few months, I would say it's been all but confirmed that it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. I even made a meme on the Facebook page and the Instagram page talking about how everybody keeps waiting for the release of the live box, and it just keeps But it sounds like it's going to be maybe next month.
Okay.
And we actually have heard some quotes from Eddie Kramer himself, who's the producer of Kiss Alive, talk about his involvement directly
That's cool.
with this. And this is actually kind of old news.
Yeah.
But again, we have been kind of, busy and haven't really been recording. So for us, we're just now getting to talk about it. But Eddie Kramer did an interview where he quite openly talked about his involvement with this box set.
I don't think I even knew that. That's really cool.
No, and I did, but not the specifics. Yeah. So I've been waiting to talk about this. Again, most fans probably know. If you don't know, join the party, because neither do I. But I've been blabbing for a minute, so I'm going to get a drink of this Moneybag Soda before I drop this awesome news.
That's fair.
All right, let's go ahead and get into this, because this is really exciting. So yes, Eddie Kramer was a guest on JJ French's podcast. JJ French was a guitar player in Twisted Sister.
Okay. I'll let you tell me, because I don't know.
I just want to, in case somebody doesn't know who JJ is, JJ, guitar player for Twisted Sister, huge Kiss fan, right?
Okay,
the guys in Twisted Sister, Dee was a huge Kiss fan.
Yes, I knew the Dee was.
Since the beginning, so they're all Kiss fans. And if you're going to have Eddie Kramer on, who produced Kiss Alive, Rock and Roll Over, Love Gun.
You're going to talk about Kiss.
There's 73 demos. Kiss is going to come up.
Of course.
So he talks about him being involved with this upcoming project and confirmed that Kiss did find the original recordings for Kiss Alive.
Oh, wow.
So Kiss Alive was recorded across 4 dates. It was recorded in Cleveland, Detroit, Wildwood, New Jersey, and then a place in Davenport, Ohio. So 4 shows were recorded and then mixed. They also had rehearsals recorded, and they were able to use some of the rehearsals in the Alive album.
Yeah.
And then they also had done some studio overdubs to polish things up, and then you have Kiss Alive. So they found all of those concerts.
That's very cool.
All the original concerts, and have Eddie Kramer coming in to basically remix them. He said he spent 46 days.
Oh my gosh.
Remixing it, so about a month and a half, going through remixing everything in Dolby Atmos. And it sounds like it's kind of comparable to what Ezrin did with Resurrected in 2012.
Yeah.
Or with Destroyer, which became Resurrected. He basically
started over.
Took the original tapes, the original recordings and masters, and then from the ground up, rebuilt it.
Yeah.
And then with modern technology, so you get those modern sonics. And I can 100% every single time tell when a recording is from Destroyer Resurrected
versus the original.
Or the original.
Yep.
And it's because of that snare drum. It's the snare and the kick drum. It's so polished and so defined. It sounds better. So
is he redoing? Does it sound like he's redoing the whole album that way?
He remixed it. It sounds it sounds to me like he remixed it in 46 days using the original recordings and did it in Dolby Atmos for a complete modern day full complete sound. I mean, when they did the Creatures box set, it was very similar to the Destroyer box set was also the same way, where it was like Dolby Atmos 5.1 surround sound, blah blah blah.
Right.
Things that I will never actually be able to understand, but audiophiles will. They love it. They eat it up.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody like Eddie Kramer must be just having the time of his life.
Yeah.
This is something we did 50 years ago that we didn't even know if it would work or not, and here we are. 50 years later, getting to kind of like celebrate it and do it all over again. So it has to be, fantastic. And according to, a direct quote from Eddie himself was, it's a beautiful package that's coming out, I think, late fall.
Okay.
So Why would they wait and do it
past the anniversary?
Yeah, that makes no sense to me.
I feel like as long as it's before the end of the year, I mean, I would say even before like the holidays, then it's close enough, I guess.
Yeah, I could sit here and talk about, well, it should be on the anniversary date.
It should be, but
or they should announce it beforehand and have it shipped or delivered on. But who cares?
In a perfect world, but
in a perfect world, yes.
If it's not ready, it's not ready, and that's fine.
And it's definitely not a perfect world.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get that out of the way.
Yeah.
So. Obviously, things take time.
Maybe they do want to wait till closer to the holidays so that people will buy them as gifts and things like that.
I get that on one hand, but allegedly there's 2 box sets coming out.
2? What's the other?
Could be Dressed to Kill.
Oh, we don't know. Okay.
Gene let it slip on stage that there was going to be 2 box sets, and I can't remember if he hinted at being Dressed to Kill and Kiss Alive, or if fans were just assuming it's one or the other.
Yeah.
But there was, I think, the rumors are there's 2 box sets coming.
Interesting.
And if it's back to back, that's going to be probably not the best for overall sales because, if 2 box sets come out and you only have money for one, you're only going to be able to buy one, and then you're going to either they're losing sales on the other one, and plus you, the consumer, are upset that you can't get both because it wasn't spaced out properly. But you know what? I could sit here and talk about that stuff all day. I don't care. The box sets, I'll be honest, I might not even be able to afford this box set because all my money right now is in Kiss Museum. I'm focused on that. I can't, and if I do buy it, it'll be for the museum. It'll be
for other people to buy.
It'll be for me to buy, to resell, so somebody else gets that happiness.
Yeah.
And we'll just maybe have Jeb on, or we'll have Dylan on again, the record center to do a full review because whatever. I'm excited for it, but I don't know if I'll be able, depending on the price point, we'll see what happens, but I just think it's cool that it's happening and that some fans at least will get to enjoy it. The box set for Creatures, the vinyl ended up being $1,000. That was absolutely ridiculous.
That's insane.
But some people got it. Some people loved it. It was glow in the dark. It was, all this stuff. It's the full box set on LP. So if they're happy and they got the money, go for it.
Yeah, well, and even the regular box set was so cool. Like we spent forever going through all the little trinkets and things in there. And
And I would love to go back.
In there.
I would love to go back and do that again with the box set.
Yeah, I was gonna say at this point it's been a while, so it'd be fun to go back through.
That hardcover book was just mesmerizing. Hearing exactly how they recorded Eric Carr's massive drum sound, Paul Stanley talking about the evolution of his vocals, and then of course you have the whole how Vinnie Vincent got into the thing. There's just so much to do. And with Kiss Alive, the cool thing about Kiss Alive is that it's the same thing where the box set for this can be incredible.
Right.
Because in 75, if you got this and you were a Kiss fan, you got handwritten notes from your guys. You didn't get Facebook posts, Twitter posts, and stuff like that like you do in 2025. You got actual notes posted on the gatefold of the album. How special is that? I'm not going to get mine out because it's... brittle is a good word.
Brittle.
But my the Kiss Alive booklet that has all the photos and stuff like that. The sleeves had artwork on it. The photo on the back with the kids holding the banner.
Iconic.
There's so much to grab onto that to not do a box set, I think, is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
You could do so many things with a Kiss Alive box set, and I would love to see some more of that, handwritten stuff. I don't know how much stuff they actually have to pull from, but just that tangible stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I want to point out, if you look at Peter's note, you can tell that it's written by a female. That would be Lydia Criss.
He didn't write his own note?
I don't think Peter was as, literate as the other guys in the band, so Peter had Lydia write his.
That is so
funny.
funny.
I don't know if she just made something up or if you told her what to write, but you can tell that it's more of a feminine handwriting and the little drawing of a cat.
I love the cat.
But either way, you were still hearing from the 4 guys, and there's already a magic to Kiss, but that just takes that magic up a level. Plus the fact that it's a live album, so it's kind of like, putting yourself in the concert. And that's exactly what they wanted to do, was just take a Kiss concert and immortalize it on record.
What they really wanted to do was to capture what they actually sound and feel like live, because that never came across in the same way through the studio. As great as those early albums are, it never quite got the feeling that you get when you're at a Kiss concert, and the bigness, the loudness, the hugeness of their sound.
It's unfortunate too, because this album, it's hard for me to say it's a heavy metal album because I'm used to bands like Slipknot
that are actually extremely heavy.
That are more of a modern day sense of metal.
But for that time though, for 50 years ago.
But this is where all that stuff came from. Like bands like Metallica, and then Slipknot.
Yeah.
Those bands came from bands like Kiss.
Yeah, and they'll say that they're inspired by Kiss.
Who came from bands like the '60s, and so Kiss was taking that '60s rock and turning it up to 11.
Yeah.
And now you had your '70s, rock and roll heavy metal, which then turned into the '80s, '90s. So this is like, it's historical, but it's also just very historical.
Yeah.
But it's a shame too, because that first album, for example, the first record, has a lot of the same songs on it. I mean, you got Deuce, you got Strutter, you got Firehouse, you got Cold Gin, 100,000 Years, Black Diamond. So it's like you got over half of the debut album on here, and the two aren't even in the same league.
No, it's so weird listening to some of these songs. Like, if you try and listen to them back to back, the studio versus the live version, it's crazy.
It's miles different. And I feel like people have given... a lot of shade towards the producers, to Richie and Kenny, for producing the first two albums, having the first one be so, light and poppy sounding, and then the second album was so muddy and distorted that you really couldn't hear anything. One was too bright, one was too dull.
Yeah.
And then with Dressed to Kill, everything just kind of felt flat, as it were. It wasn't really on either end. You had everything on every spectrum, but you didn't have the full circle, all encompassing. And so finally you get and maybe it was just because Eddie Kramer was involved, because Eddie Kramer produced Rock and Roll Over, Love Gun, and you actually captured that nice. I mean, ask anybody, what are the two best albums of the 70s? Yes, you're going to hear Dressed to Kill, Harder Than Hell, the first album, but you're always going to hear Love Gun and Rock and Roll Over in that talk, in that conversation, because of that warm sound, because of that consistent Kiss sound,
that fuller sound.
Yeah.
Well, and even though this obviously is a live album, and I think pretty accurately captures what it sounds and feels like to be at a Kiss show, it has, I mean, he did do some things to it production wise in post, right? Like, this is not like a off the soundboard type of live album.
No. It was, they had 4 quote unquote off the soundboard recordings that Eddie then went and spliced together,
right?
And then there were times where for instance, Ace's guitar was out of tune, or maybe Paul was moving too much on the mic,
right?
And so
the volume was fluctuating too much.
You would hear him going in and out of the microphone because he's moving his head back and forth.
Right.
So
certain things
there
are
were
fixed.
certain things that were re-recorded. I think like there were guitar solos.
Right. That's what I thought.
That were re-recorded. There may have been like group vocals that have been re-recorded, or just taken from rehearsals.
Yeah.
Because something I didn't know about was that they had recorded the rehearsals. And
I didn't know that either. That's cool to know.
They were able to kind of utilize some of those notes if they needed to, because and this is where things get a little interesting, because you have purists on one hand who will completely drag this album and Kiss Alive 2, and maybe just Kiss in general, through the mud, because it has been known and they have admitted to doing stuff like that, where it was this idea of Kiss Alive, but you come to find out that not everything was recorded live in front of an audience, or just live in a concert venue. It was done live in the studio or live at rehearsal, plus 4 different shows. And so on one hand I can see that, because as a consumer you want authenticity, you want genuine product, and so you feel like, oh, this album is like quintessential Kiss, and you find out that, oh, it's been doctored up, and it's like, okay, well, you can look at it like that, or you can look at it from the band's perspective, which this has really been eye-opening for me, when they say, like, yeah, obviously you want to put forth an authentic product, but you also want to put forth your best product.
Right.
And hearing the same out-of-tune note, hearing the same botched...
I don't want that.
The same everything. It's like, if you can just tweak that one thing, I don't think tweaking that one note or that one part...
No.
Defeats the whole purpose.
No, I don't think that makes it disingenuous at all.
Especially, go ahead.
I think it being so good in every way, because of, fixing mistakes like that, is why it's so well loved and so replayable over time.
Right.
50 years later, it still sounds so good. Like, I love that we've gotten off the soundboards and things like that are not edited in that way. It's fun.
Just raw.
Yeah, and it's great to have that option, but what am I gonna want to listen to more? this.
Yeah. And to be fair, I mean, we got the Off the Soundboard from Des Moines from 77, which was recorded around the exact same time as Kiss Alive 2. And again, Kiss Alive 2 was very much doctored. The crowd sounds on Alive 2 are completely fake.
Really?
Like, I think the ones on Alive were at least taken from the shows.
Yeah.
They just intentionally picked the best reaction to to whatever song.
Since they were doing
to again,
nights.
that's still authentic.
Yeah.
That's right there the best part, is where it's authentic and you're putting forth the best product.
Right, yeah.
You know, you're going to take the biggest crowd reaction because you want the listener to feel like they're also directly in the middle
Absolutely.
of that crowd, surrounded by chaos. Whether it's chaos on stage or in the crowd.
Yeah, I mean,
and it worked.
As a producer, you really are trying to recreate the feeling of being there in person.
Oh, yeah.
But on a recording. And I think he did that successfully, and however he managed to get there, I support it.
And what I was going to say was Kiss Alive 2, you know, clearly sounds, you know, in comparison to both Kiss Alive 1, yes, but also now that soundboard, you know, you can clearly see and hear where things are being done differently. But I got to admit, overall, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just a polished, produced version.
Yeah.
That Off the Soundboard from 77 feels like listening to, a raw Kiss Alive 2 show. And that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
You know, so I do think as a Kiss fan, as a consumer of music, I don't feel like I'm being lied to in this way.
Agreed.
I think there is a line, and that line was crossed on you wanted the best, you got the best, when they said that they had tracks from 75 that were never heard and then recorded 96 vocals over it.
Yeah.
That is different because you don't even sound like you did back in the day.
Right.
And you're saying it's from 75, which maybe the music part of it was. I don't even know at this point. I don't know what to believe.
But the vocals clearly were not.
But the vocals for Room Service were clearly a reunion era Paul, Kiss Convention era Paul, which singing to a 1975 track. And that version of Paul was many times better.
Oh, he was at the top of his game vocally.
Many times better than the vocals he was when he was in his 20s at that time.
Yeah.
And it is noticeable.
And it's different. It's just different. Like, he just sounds like a different person almost.
So if you had said, you know, it would have been different if you would have said, we have, you know, live tracks from 75 that we re-recorded vocals for.
Right.
So that you
but
get...
they just straight up lied.
So that you get a, you know, then modern and, you know, early Kiss together, sort of like
combination.
Early Kiss featuring new Kiss.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
You can market it that way if you want to, but they marketed it as, hey, these are straight up, you know, whatever. So at that point, you know, we can split hairs, but I choose to just listen to it to for what it is.
Right.
And I don't feel quite as robbed, even in a modern sense. When Taylor did her Eras documentary, she filmed how many shows?
See, I was just thinking the same thing. The Eras Tour movie, she filmed 5 shows.
5 shows.
Every show that she did in Los Angeles, which I believe was 5, they filmed. She wore the same outfits. Like, normally she would switch up outfits, but she wore the same ones for every show so that they could film them.
So when you put it together...
Yes, you take the best version of each song, and even probably multiple nights for one song. You know what I mean? Like, whatever moments are best. I would love to just watch the editing process for something like either one of those things.
It'd be insane because my mind obviously goes to Kiss Rocks Vegas as well. They did the residency for all of November 2014. They recorded 2 or 3 shows specifically to be edited down into a live album and a live video.
To do it.
And you can watch the concert and you can see where, because I know people who were there for multiple nights, and you can see them on multiple nights in different parts
spots,
of the crowd, wearing different outfits.
Love that.
And I'm like, oh, boom, there you go. This was from night number 1. This is from night number 2.
Yeah.
And they're just taking the best of to give us the best. You wanted the best, they're going to give you the best. But I'm looking at the poster right now. It's just, you know, you wanted the best poster. It's just that version, you know, wasn't quite as authentic. But Kiss Alive, I think, you know, they did the right thing by, you know, again, putting forth an authentic product by, you know, taking the best of the shows, capturing them as they were, but making sure that there were no distractions from that epicness.
Agreed.
And I did the best job ever. And I don't know. I can't imagine what this new Andy Kramer mix is going to sound like.
I'm so excited
2025 for that. Mix. I can't wait. I can't imagine.
That's going to be so exciting.
But
I hope we get at least an announcement about it soon.
Yeah. But, okay, so we've been blabbing about all that for a while. I want to know, what are your favorite tracks, favorite versions of these songs? What songs you think were better than the originals, and just whatever. Talk to me about your favorite songs.
I have like a top 5.
The highlights. Yes.
There we go. I have a top 5 because obviously it's a decently long track list.
Okay. But I have a top 2.
Okay, sorry.
No. But I like that. No, you have 5.
5's too much, but that's okay.
No, it's perfect. Let's
my top 5, and this is in no particular order.
Okay.
Although this first one is probably one of my favorites.
I know the song that's going to be your number 1, probably. And that's "Come On and Love Me."
Yes, it is. That's what I was about to say.
I knew.
I said no particular order, but this is probably number 1.
Yes.
"Come On and Love Me." I mean, I love that song in general. It's one of my favorite 70s Kiss songs. But this version is just absolutely top tier.
It shines.
It's so good. My other 4, these in no particular order: "She," "Parasite," "Watching You," and "Got to Choose." "Got to Choose."
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
Sleeper.
See, that one I didn't expect. The other ones were like, that makes sense. But I did a little comparison where I was like listening to the studio versions versus the live versions. And it is just so miles above the studio version. It's so good.
Got to Choose, definitely.
Yeah, but all of them are. Like, Parasite on live.
Parasite's mean.
Parasite is like...
It's a mean, heavy,
one
thrashy...
of the best live songs they have. Like, no matter what live version it is. It is so good live. It's so heavy.
Yeah, Ace wrote a good one on that one.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
That riff is slamming. I mean, even Peter's drumming is... You have to match that crazy riff.
Yeah.
And Peter just slammed it. And Eric Singer did a great job, too. I wish we had a version with Eric Carr. There's no version of Eric Carr playing Parasite. But could you imagine Bruce Kulick and Eric playing that song? That'd be nuts. But, okay, I like your list for a few reasons, because Got to Choose is one that I probably would not have chosen.
Yeah, I didn't think I would.
There was a time when I was a kid, for some reason, I just said that was my least favorite Kiss song.
Really?
And it's definitely not. There's other songs I think I would definitely put. You're thinking of what?
Nothing.
I know, you're thinking of Good Expectations.
Yeah.
I can read your mind.
That's the first one that popped in.
Whether it's Come On and Love Me, great. I can read your mind. So, yeah, no, I would agree. I would put that lower.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, when I was a kid, I was like, I Got to Choose. It's just like my least favorite.
And it's definitely not one of my favorites, but...
No, but it's so creative.
Yes.
I wish I was a more musically inclined person, at least in my vocabulary, because, I don't know, it's just, I love the way the song is structured, because even though there are your typical hi-hat, snare, drum beats, a lot of it is on the toms.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. It's a lot of drum fills.
Yeah.
It's so Peter Criss to me. It's just so early Kiss. You listen to a lot of those songs. Just great fills. Musically, the band was just, I don't want to say tight as in like they were in the 90s, because they weren't. They were very thrashy and erratic at this time, but they had rehearsed so much that when you listen to their early, like that Daisy show from 73, and then some of their stuff like in Tennessee, 74, once you get to, Kobo 75, they've ran they've done the club stuff, they've traveled the Midwest, US, they're hitting up places like Canada. They're ready for the big leads.
Yeah.
They are primed and ready for stadium shows, for Anaheim and for Madison Square Garden, the LA Forum. They're ready for it. They've trained, and this album, I think, is like a perfect pivotal moment. Everything before Kiss Alive was underground Kiss, and this is now Kiss coming out from the underground. This is their breakthrough, and so it's just, I don't know. I'm glad we're doing this, because it's perfect, great way to, put a spotlight on this album. I'm gonna get to my favorites now. I said top 2, but you made me think of 2 more.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and get to those 2 before I get to my 2.
Great.
Those 2 being She.
Yeah.
I love the studio version of She. I think it's perfect. This is actually a version where I think that even though I would put these 2 together. They offer different things. Obviously, this one has the extended solo section at the end. Yeah. That Kiss coda that was found at the end of Let Me Know originally on the album, first album, just makes this, perfect live Kiss, because in the studio, that instrumental faded out.
Right.
That could have been a whole track on the debut album. And I still stand by that. They should have either had Acrobat remain Acrobat, and not done the whole, Love Theme from Kiss. Love Theme from Kiss is the one thing that makes that album not a masterpiece. Love that song. Love it. It just doesn't
in that context, no,
and it stops the momentum. If it was just remained Acrobat, which is also pretty upbeat and thrashy and heavy, that would have been great. Or you could just remove that instrumental and have Let Me Know go right into that Kiss coda.
Yeah.
And have that just be a jam on the album. That would have been so cool.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's okay. We get it right here in full on Kiss Alive with a full Ace Frehley solo. And I'm going to be the odd man out and say, I'm so happy that Kiss in the modern era and with Tommy Thayer kept that part of the show. We never got to see that coda live. We didn't get to see it live, unfortunately. Jeb and I did with Ace, though, actually.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Ace did it at the Ace show. Or Ace did it at the show that Jeb and I saw earlier this year.
Gotcha.
With his band. It was awesome. Never saw it with Kiss, but that's okay. But every time Tommy Thayer did his solo, he did the Kiss Alive guitar solo.
Yeah.
The slow gets faster and faster. You know, he did that because that is the Spaceman, that is Kiss. That's what you think of when you think of Kiss Alive. So Tommy could have sacrificed that and done his own thing. There were times where we did see Tommy kind of go off and jam and do his own thing. And, you know, Gene and Paul themselves could have said, hey, forget Ace, forget that crap, do your own thing. But no. The fans know what they hear on Kiss Alive. They know what they expect from a show, and they're going to give that to us. And so I commend them for doing that, because that is an example where people would love to say, oh, see, there you go. It's a tribute band. It's copycat Kiss. Tommy's doing note for note what Ace did. Yeah, you're damn right he is. He's in Kiss. Yeah. He's a Spaceman. He's a lead guitar player.
Yeah.
He better be playing that role and doing what he needs to do.
And you know those people would have been mad.
Oh, well, if he didn't, they would go, I'm here to hear, you know, I want to hear that classic sound. Don't give me this new crap.
Right. Those are the kind of people that are upset no matter what.
Who cares? I, especially on this last tour, watching that, you know, was really appreciative of that. Because I was like, I'm getting as close to what I'll get from Kiss Alive, you know, here today. Just with Eric and Tommy, who at this point are, you know, carrying the band and doing an amazing job at it. So, yeah, I thought it was great. Obviously, it originates on Kiss Alive, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
I do want to mention Cold Gin, because with my Kiss listening experience, it's been very, and maybe, you know, other folks in this modern era are the same way, where you had CDs, you had MP3s, and like, I didn't listen to Kiss Alive in full until I was 12 years old. I've been a fan since I was 3.
Yeah.
It took 9 years to actually get a copy of this album for myself and listen to it. The only things I had ever heard off of Kiss Alive was Strutter, Rock and Roll All Night, and Cold Gin.
Yeah.
Those were the only 3 tracks that I had ever heard. Strutter was on a mix CD that one of my best friends gave me when we met. Joe, when Joe gave me, he said, hey, I know you're a Kiss fan. I got an extra CD that has some Kiss stuff on it. I think you'll like it. Not only did it have stuff that I had not heard from other bands in a long, long time, but the Kiss songs that it had was, I think, Rock and Roll Night, but also had Strutter from Kiss Alive.
That's so cool.
And I'm hearing this live version of Strutter, not knowing what it is or where it came from, because I didn't have that reference. I knew it was Kiss, knew it was early Kiss, around 74, 75, but didn't know until I got this copy that it was actually Kiss Alive. Of course, Rock and Roll Nights played on the radio.
I was going to say, that's probably, this version of Rock and Roll Night is probably the first Kiss song I ever heard, because it was the most mainstream. It's the one I would hear on the radio.
Version
either
on
that or Beth.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And then Cold Gin, one of my buddies had access to a MP3 file website, and he had a version of Cold Gin that he downloaded onto my MP3 player, which actually at the time I think it said it came from Kiss Gold or Kiss Icons or something like that.
Like a compilation.
One of those compilation albums, and it was just it was Cold Gin from Kiss Alive.
Yeah. Okay.
But it was from this compilation, so I'm going, Kiss Gold, Kiss Icon, what's that?
Yeah. You
know, this version of Cold Gin is kick-ass. It's awesome, you know? Because it's got the banter of Paul in the beginning, and then that song is just so heavy. I always like to headbang to Cold Gin. It's not Kiss's heaviest song, but it's the one that I go the craziest on when I hear it live.
Fair.
It's like, I mean, I will throw my neck out just for Cold Gin because that riff gets me going. And it started with that version. Freshman year, listening to Cold Gin, it was iconic. My friend and I would constantly quote it. So yeah, there you go. But it wasn't until I got, no. I don't know, I might be mixing something up. But anyway, it wasn't until I got the Kiss Alive box set with all the live albums that I finally heard Kiss Alive. And that's just, again, way too late.
Yeah.
But either way, it is what it is. I'm happy to have it now. But my two favorite tracks have become, it's Parasite and Watching You.
Yeah.
Those are the two.
Yeah, those were in my top 5 as well.
I have a love-hate relationship with those studio versions because they pale in comparison.
Oh my gosh. Like, majorly.
Like, Watching You and both of them.
They're different songs.
I can't tell which one's weaker than their live counterpart.
It's crazy.
Now, most Kiss songs, I think, are good in the studio, and then they're just elevated live. I was
going to say elevated, yep.
I think because I heard Kiss play Parasite and Watching You live, like from the 90s, I heard Bruce and Eric Singer doing this.
Yeah.
And then went back and bought my copy of Harder Than Hell.
So you knew those heavier versions before you ever heard
the
weak studio
and I'm
ones.
like, oh man, these are not near as good.
Yeah.
So I get Kiss Alive, and I'm like, there we go.
There it is.
That's the speed, the heaviness that I need. So yes, by far.
Watching You is so good. That one has been really standing out to me this time that I've been listening through it a few times, and it's been stuck in my head constantly. I don't know if you've heard me singing it.
I haven't.
I'm surprised you haven't, because I've just been and usually just the guitar riff or something, but it's just completely stuck in my head all day.
That riff, see, I always gave that riff to Ace because he was a lead guitar player, and riffs like Parasite were his, and Cold Gin, that was his, so it just makes sense. So that was Gene.
Whoa, really?
Watching You it's Gene's song, it's his lyrics, and it's his riff.
I could tell it's his lyrics.
Oh, yeah. Limping as you do, I'm watching you.
The lyrics make no sense, but it's so good I don't even care. Like, it's one of those Gene songs that's just
like Deuce.
Yeah, exactly.
The opening song to this album.
It's so good that it doesn't matter that the lyrics don't make sense. It's just a feeling.
The first lyrics to Kiss Alive are, get up and get your grandma out of here.
Yeah.
How great. You know what's funny is that when we were kids, I never knew what he was actually saying, because you could just go on. I mean, maybe you could, but we didn't have internet or the computer.
Right,
you could just go online and look up Kiss Deuce lyrics. Yeah. So Dad,
you don't have a lyric booklet or something.
Dad and Joe and I would be like, "What is he saying? What? Get up and get your what out of here?" Because there was no way. I think Grandma did come up.
As an option.
There's no way he's saying Grandma. There's no way. But yeah, turns out he actually is. But yeah, lots of crazy, weird, Kiss lyrics, but. Great album. Musically, it's phenomenal.
Fantastic.
It's phenomenal, and so I cannot wait to hear what everybody else says. Especially if you were around in '75, you can think back to when this album was coming out, the hype surrounding it, all the good things it did for Kiss. Let us know in the comments your stories, your memories. Let us know your favorite songs from Kiss Alive. And I cannot wait to see what Kiss does for this celebration, Kiss Online, and just Kiss in general. So we'll have to wait and see. But either way, this has been our Kiss Alive celebration. So I think that it's time to show some Kiss stuff.
Yeah.
And that is exactly right, because
it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. And what that means is that things have just backed up.
You've just accumulated.
We have an accumulation situation, and I'm happy about it. Because yes, I've got about 4 or 5 things to show here.
Okay, here we go.
For the Collector's Corner, and we have a gift to start off first.
Okay,
so
great.
This is really exciting. I'm going to go ahead and start off with this first, because it showed up first. So we have a package from Matthew Hood.
Okay.
Matthew is a huge Kiss fan, and he's a huge fan of our podcast. He's
nice.
like an OG.
That's awesome.
So it makes sense to, on 150, shout out our OGs.
Absolutely.
So thank you, Matt, for your continued support of our show, and thank you for your generosity.
Yeah.
He messaged me and said, hey, I have some Kiss stuff that I need to part with. I don't need you to pay me or anything. I just want you to have them.
That's so nice.
I want them to go to a good home.
Aww.
And so I was like, I really appreciate that. I would be happy to take them for you and to share them with everybody. And I think I remember what he said they were, but purposely did not go back.
Yeah, and
look
so
up what they were.
A little bit of a
because I wanted it to be a surprise.
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure I can think back to what they were, but I want it to be a surprise. Let's
go.
Whoa,
no way.
Okay, whoa. Okay, so this, yes, Howard the Duck comic book. I can think back to him saying comic.
Nice.
I have a comic I'd love to give you. So it is a Howard the Duck comic. This is from, let's see, I'm assuming it would be from 76 or 77 because this is Kiss's first appearance in a comic book. At least one of them. I try to keep track of, it's hard to keep track of everything, but there was two, I think, Howard the Duck comic. Yeah, right there we are, 77. Yeah, June 13th, 77. Kiss made a couple appearances in Howard the Duck before they got their very own Marvel debut. So here we have Marvel featuring Howard the Duck.
That's
with
awesome.
An appearance from Kiss. So this is really super special. Thank you so much, Howard. I'm going to put this, or Matt, Howard.
Thanks, Howard.
Thanks, Howard. Appreciate it, Mr. Duck. No, thank you, Matt Hood.
Matthew.
But we also have this.
What is it?
This is, it's called Insight Magazine. It's a gaming magazine.
Whoa, with Gene on it.
With Gene on the
cool.
front.
From what year?
And this would be, I'm going to just say 2000.
Might say on the
off
side
the top of my head. February 2000.
Okay.
Yes, February 2000.
Cool.
We have Kiss game video. So it's got, we have a disc inside here.
Is the disc Kiss related?
It says demos. Oh no! So okay, this is super cool and very much of its time. So it has demos for Indiana Jones, Close Combat 4, Wheel of Time, Messiah, Anthem, Nerf Arena Blast, and Urban Chaos. But it also comes with videos, movies of Kiss, Psycho Circus, Geoforce 256, Heavy Metal, and Electric Playground. So apparently the music video for Psycho Circus is on here.
That is cool.
And these gaming magazines, I actually have one for the Kiss Pinball from around the same time. Would they do that?
Send discs with demos?
They would put discs with magazines, send them out, and the discs would have gaming demos on them.
Fun.
And I have a gaming demo for Kiss Pinball.
Cool.
And then, for example, I can think back to it. Oh, this is a memory and a half. So in 04, I think it was, 04, 05, they had a Star Wars box. I think it was 05. There was a Star Wars DVD box that had the full trilogy, all the first three, and then the prequels. So, and it came with a bonus DVD, and that bonus DVD had a demo for Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront, which was awesome because I didn't have a copy at the time, so I would just play that demo.
That's amazing.
So this comes with demos for games, but also a video of Psycho Circus. I'm assuming it's the music video because it says movies. So very, very cool. Definitely a 2000s thing right there. So I get to add this to my gaming, my Kiss gaming collection. So that's really cool. I like how I'm more excited about that than I am the comic book.
Right.
But no,
because that's more like our childhood type of thing.
Both of these are very special and very cool. And they are going to get a lot of love here. They're going to go right up in that magazine rack.
Absolutely.
So you might even see them in a future episode. But I'm going to go ahead and have you put these over to the side because I don't want them to... I don't want to put too much weight on this and have it fall and collapse.
Fair.
Spill my money bag.
Thank you so much for these.
Yes,
so nice.
Thank you for those. Really do appreciate it, Matt. And we have one more gift.
Okay.
This one was a total surprise. That one I knew was coming.
Okay.
He said, hey, I got something for you. Be on the lookout. I was like, great, fine. All of a sudden, this shows up. And it's from our friend Rick.
Oh, it's going to be good.
From It's All For You Demon. And I said, Rick, what are you doing? I honestly have no ideas.
I can't wait.
As to what this could be. So, hey, maybe it's not even Kiss. I don't know. I could be opening something not Kiss.
It's Kiss.
On the podcast. So.
Is it?
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute.
I think it's the same thing.
How is this possible?
What?
How is this possible? It's the same thing.
What?
Whoa.
What are the odds that two different people would gift us the same magazine?
We got a letter. We just got a letter. Not sure if you have this or not, or if this triggers your fancy.
Oh my
but the minute I crack this open, I thought, this is totally Xander.
Oh.
You
Rick.
enjoy. Let's see. Hope you're having fun running. Oh, I'm having a great time with Kiss Museum.
Absolutely.
You are 100% correct.
Well, apparently people really know you because.
Well, I mean, he's right. It's very much of my era, and very much. You know what? I gotta pop one of these in.
Yeah.
Is this a DVD?
Especially now you got 2.
Is this a DVD?
That is crazy.
Or is this a PS1 game? I don't know. I'm going to figure this out because I got to pop this in and watch this thing.
Will that still play?
This is so cool. I love the Tomb Raider ad.
Amazing.
On the inside. Look at those polygons.
I
Holy
know.
shit. Look at this. Look at the rendering quality from the 2000s. I wonder if there's anything else, Kiss in here. Maybe there is. I find it odd that they're not talking about the Psycho... Oh, here we go. Page 54, Kiss Nightmare. That's exactly what I was talking about, the Kiss Nightmare Child.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not Psycho Circus music video. Maybe it is...
Maybe it's a demo of that.
No, it said movie, but maybe it's like a trailer for it, or... I don't know. We'll have to literally wait and see. But I do want to go to page 54 here and see... I'm getting distracted by all the other games. Here we are. Okay, so that's page 66. So Kiss has... There's a lot of Kiss in here. So here we are, page 54. We have The Greatest Show on Earth, also known as The Hottest Show on Earth, also known as The Hottest Band in the World, also known as The Hottest Band in the Land. So we've got Ace Frehley.
Wow, that's cool.
Right there. Also, yes, the game. So they are talking about Nightmare Child, which is, very important because that was happening at the time. That's a game I want to go back and play, is the Nightmare Child game. Be fun. I wasn't able to finish it because my PC had an issue with it. I played it up until a certain point, and then there was some update or something happened that was weird, but I don't know. It's hard to play a 90s PC game on a modern console. It is,
unfortunately, yeah.
But there are workarounds, and this right here is a just awesome photograph of the band. Wow. So, again, very, very 2000s. They have the discography in its entirety off to the side.
That's great.
I love that, including Kiss Alive, which we're talking about today. So, yeah, a full, 10-page spread almost on just Kiss alone.
That's amazing.
So, both Rick and Matt were correct. This is very much...
That is crazy. First of all, thank you, Rick, so much. You were correct.
Thank you, Rick.
But that is wild that we have 2 of these.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
I love it so much. Thank you, guys.
And I have no problem with duplicates.
Yeah, that does not negate how cool it is at all.
No,
if anything, it's even cooler that we got 2 now.
I have doubles.
They're both in great condition, too.
I have doubles of a lot of things.
Yeah.
And it's just double the fun.
Absolutely.
So thank you to Matt. Thank you to Rick. Thank you to both of you guys for your generosity.
That's amazing.
This next thing is going to seem a little wild because before I knew I was going to be getting such awesome gifts from generous people, I had went and got something for myself.
Okay.
I've been sending out so many packages.
I know you actually have not been buying that much for you at all.
Not for me. I buy for everybody else now. And, I get my thrill by making sure everybody else, gets that fulfilling feeling. But I gotta be honest, as a Kiss collector, at a certain point you cross off so much on your list that you just, quote unquote, have it all. At least until... Yeah. Something new and exciting comes out.
Yeah, or catches your eye.
Or there's that one thing that you didn't even know existed or that you forgot about. And that's what this is.
Okay.
This is that real crazy, exciting thing that I just forgot about. And you were the one that actually kind of gave me the hint on this.
Interesting.
And as soon as I open it and show you, you'll know.
Okay.
And you'll remember. And if
right
not,
now I don't
would
remember
love
at all.
to retell it because this is a crazy... full circle moment here.
Okay.
So what am I doing?
I know. I was like,
what?
You're just using a regular old pocket knife right now?
I just pulled out a pocket knife
just a regular one?
That has 0 logo on it and no catalog affiliation.
We can't have that.
So my apologies, folks. Let me go ahead and switch here to the Kiss knife. The beautiful Kiss knife. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Officially licensed, mind you. Which of course. Okay, so here we go.
I just remembered.
Look at this thing. All right,
yes.
All right, hang on a minute. I gotta get it undone from all the bubble wrap.
I don't know why, but as soon as I saw the size of it, even though I still can't see it, I knew what it was.
Is real right now. So I want to know how many people have this. A, I doubt it, and B, how many of you have seen this or remember? I doubt it, because it's just a forgotten thing. But I'll say this is the first time I've ever laid eyes on one.
It's smaller smaller than I thought it would be. It's so cute.
It is very, very small. This is the first time I've ever laid eyes on one. It's the first time I'm ever holding one.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
This is the Kiss iDog speaker.
I'm obsessed.
From 2008.
It's so cute.
I think it's 08. It's right around 08. Is there a date on him? I don't know.
There is not.
No date?
No.
On his Yeah, yes, they have.
It has a Harry Paul Stanley chest.
They have chest hair on the dang thing. So, okay. So, iDog.
See, I remember...
Talk about the iDog.
Yes. I vividly remember iDog.
Oh, you vividly?
From our childhood.
She got vivid. Go.
But I didn't know that there were Kiss ones.
But the iDog in general was something that just like...
Yes, it was... I thought this was the coolest freaking thing when we were kids, and this is the kind of thing that I was completely unattainable for me.
No, you would never get one of these.
I doubt that they were that expensive looking back, but to me at the time it was like I will never have that.
If it was $50, it was $100 to us.
Oh, maybe more than that. Like just not even practical.
I couldn't tell you what retail
all.
price was off the top of my head.
But I think a friend of mine had one of these, just like a regular one, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. And every time I would see the commercials or see the magazine ads, I'm like, I need that. And then when you told me there was a Kiss one, I was like, and do they have all four?
All four.
And look at its little paws.
It's got paws. I know it's great. So
I love it. So
now is this is Bluetooth?
Yeah. I doubt it's Bluetooth. Well. I don't know. It's a good question. Was there Bluetooth back then?
If so, it would have been very, very new. Yeah, there was Bluetooth, but it wasn't like, again, not like everybody had Bluetooth.
I mean, there is a headphone jack, so I don't know.
Oh, there is a headphone jack.
Yeah, so I don't know if you are just supposed to meant to plug it in with an aux cord.
I tell you what, let me do some quick research here real quick.
I feel like at the time Bluetooth was just for those little headsets.
Yeah.
That's the only Bluetooth I remember in the 2000s.
Yes, I remember people having the headset.
This is crazy.
And that was...
It is so cute. It's got a little star on its butt.
I'm hoping there's like some kind of product description I can get. So play your favorite songs through these incredible dogs.
Don't they like dance to the music too?
Yes,
like move their little heads?
With a built-in speaker, a distinct array of moods, and a personality that changes with the music you feed it, iDog is a faithful music companion. A dual connector cable plugs into your music player so you can play tunes through the 4.5-inch high iDog. Okay. Listen to your music through your headphones while iDog rocks out by moving its head and ears, or simply place it near a speaker and watch iDog move and groove to the beat.
So even if you don't plug it in, it still will move to the beat of something?
Flashing LED lights change color depending on the type of music you play. Changing light patterns respond to your touch or the amount of music you feed it to express moods, ranging from loneliness to pure pop ecstasy.
Loneliness.
Compatible with most portable and non-portable music players. Each packaged pooch includes one iDog and one dual connector cable. Requires 2 batteries, not included.
I was going to say, I think we need to...
This would be so
open
fun
up this thing and
to do a separate video.
Yeah.
And listen to this. Because, so here's my thing with the iDog. Now,
here's
how this whole thing came to be.
It's so tiny.
So you and I were flipping through an old Kiss Museum catalog.
Yes.
And we were going through doing the whole, I've got this, or I've got that.
Right,
I gotta think back to getting that. But then we came across the iDogs, and you said, oh, iDogs, remember those? And I'm like, barely. But yes, I do remember when they came out in the Kiss, and I'll have to go back and look at that catalog and see what they retailed for back in the day. I paid way too much for this little son of a gun.
Because they're hard to find.
Well, and it has no tail.
Oh, is it supposed to have a tail?
The tail's supposed to be there. It's supposed to wag.
Okay, I wonder what that was for.
You can see it's yellowed.
Yes,
it's got yellow in it. It was supposed to be like a bright white face. It would have a nice box to it. So this is... It is what it is.
It's okay. I love it.
It's very much okay. I love it too. So when they came out, yes, it would have been cool to have them. But I think we just either couldn't go for them or it just, was unattainable or whatever it was. But yeah, they were super cool because in the commercials, it would show them, not the Kiss ones, but just iDog in general. Walking and moving and lighting up and bobbing its head. And it would like squat and do different things. And
move its ears.
And of course, all the kids looked so happy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm at home just so jealous. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, it's just a memory.
Yeah.
This is a snapshot in time as far as technology goes, where you have all this really cool novelty tech that at the time was futuristic.
I know, I miss when technology was exciting.
It felt futuristic, and I just don't
we've lived in the future for so long now that nothing is impressive anymore. But this was so cool at the time.
It's so cool. And again, I would love to, put some batteries in this, figure out if it works. Maybe try and get one of those dual connectors online if I can find somebody that's selling them.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Either way, this is really cool.
What a great find.
Should I tell what I paid for it? Does that matter?
If you want to.
Because I feel like, again, I run the Kiss Museum, so it's important to know what these things pay for.
Yeah.
But I paid way too much for this, okay?
How much?
So, at first, it was listed for, I think, $300 or $350, I think. It was listed for quite a lot. And in that listing, it said, it's broken, has no tail.
Right.
Not sure if it works, just selling as is. And I was like, I don't want it for that. The price was dropped to $250. And the person had said that they did get it to work. They did put batteries in it, and they were able to get it to work. So it is functioning, and the price was dropped. I said, now you're speaking my language. Still wasn't really sold on it, even though I really wanted it. And the person gave me an offer for $225. That's when
that is far too much, but I understand.
Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. After our conversation, talking about it, I was like, I want to go and see if there's one.
Yeah.
And there was none.
Yeah.
On eBay.
It's impossible to find, so I understand.
There was none on eBay.
They were able to jack up the price.
None anywhere that you look for, your Kiss stuff. There was none there, and so I was like, bummer. And so I think I checked on a whim a week later.
Yeah.
And somebody had listed this. And that's why I wanted it.
I gotta get it while I can.
It's $300. I was like, oh man, I should just shell it out because I'll never see one again. And I was like, no, let it come down, let it sit, let somebody else buy it. They want it for that price.
Yeah.
So once it came down, once it was proven to be to work,
yeah.
They gave me an offer. Then I was okay with it.
Yeah,
it made sense. Not to mention, I went back just to again see if there was ever one that was, in the box or in working condition, that was whole, and what that price would be. So there's, again, only one seller has these right now on eBay. Full set, sealed on eBay right now, $2,500. I'm looking at it right now. Kiss iDog set 08, Tiger Electronics. They are sealed in boxes.
They're bright white like this one's supposed to be.
Bright white. They have the tail, right? Like
Make that picture bigger. I just want to see them. That is insane. $2,500. There's no way.
$2,500. And I've bought from this person before, and they're a good, 100% positive. So they're a good person to buy from. But you can see that like $2,500. These things, they are rare. Like
That's
that.
Crazy.
I could have told you that.
The fact that something from the 2000s is that price, that was wild to me. I know it's vintage, like practically vintage at this point.
It's almost.
Almost, yeah.
In 3 years.
I would say we're almost at the 20-year mark.
Yes.
For that.
In 3 years, this will be considered vintage merch.
Yeah.
We'll hit that 20-year mark. But yes, it is a really good example of one of the items in the last 15, 20 years.
I think this one actually says 07 on it.
Okay, well, it maybe.
I know it's only a year off, but yeah.
Well, and that happens sometimes. The copyright.
The copyright's 07.
The Glamlight makeup. The Glamlight makeup has 2023 copyright, but it wasn't released until 2024. So that stuff happens. But yeah, I could have already told you this was a rare item.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize it was like this.
That's crazy. It'll be fascinating to watch that and see if it sells for that price or if he ever brings it down.
I don't know.
Don't buy it, but watch
I can't.
it. But you should watch it.
No. Yeah, no. I'm going to keep watching it and keep checking. Because like I said, there was none at all.
Yeah.
And then there was one broken...
See, suddenly 220 doesn't seem too bad.
One broke... That's my point. That's why I'm going into this. One broken Paul Stanley one appeared. I thought, I'll wait till it slowly goes down, and then I'll buy it. And then now you have a full set perfectly inboxed for $2,500.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's, how much a piece is that? It's like $500 a piece at least. That's crazy.
More than that.
Yeah. Wow. But yeah, I'm very happy with this because it's just a little guy.
He's so cute.
Just a little guy.
I don't know why in my head I thought they were a little bit bigger, but I like how small it is.
Yeah, maybe for the price it would have been better, but hey, you know what? I'm not going to complain. It's super cool. So that was a gift to me.
To you from you.
To me from me before I realized that I was getting gifts from everybody else. Now, hang on one second because I'm smashing something over here. All right. I'm going to go ahead and open this. This is another gift to myself. Now, this is kind of special because these are no longer available.
Oh, okay. Ah.
And I'm, of course, talking about the return of Kiss Museum t-shirts.
So good.
So, on our TeePublic store,
so soft too.
for the entire month of July and August, I had Return of Kiss Museum t-shirts up. You could also get magnets and what else was there? Stickers and all that stuff just to celebrate the relaunch and reopening of the Kiss Museum. And so now that it is September, those are all gone. They'll never be sold ever again. And I happened to just at the last minute decide to do a black version because I modeled it after the tour pass for Dynasty.
Yeah.
You would get it would say pass and then your date and your venue and your city, whatever. So I just took that and then replaced it with I redid it from the ground up.
Yeah, you remade the whole logo.
Removed the guys and put the Kiss Museum logo there. But still, obviously really cool. And I had a white T-shirt with the blue logo. And then I said, well, you know what? I like black T-shirts. So I'm going to have a white logo on a black T-shirt. And I'm going to buy that. So, yes, thank you to all 4 people who bought the T-shirts.
Yeah.
You got a exclusive Kiss Museum Return of T-shirt.
I was going to say, now it's really rare because there's only like 5 people in the world that
Exactly,
have
yeah, it's super rare. It's going to be worth as much as that eye dog
sure.
in 20 years. No, but thank you everybody for everybody who's supporting the Kiss Museum.
Oh, yeah.
I've been trying to, obviously, have a lot of great Aucoin stuff, vintage stuff. We still have some great stuff with more stuff to come. But I want to get back to also including some of the new stuff that's coming out.
Yeah.
And so one of the newest items that we have right now is the new 2026 calendar.
Yes.
This just came in. We have very limited stock, but we still do have, I think it's less than 10. I think it's like maybe 6 or 7 left. So if you want to get a 2026 Kiss calendar for the next year, head to kissmuseum.com and you can get yours. As soon as I saw these were out, I have to get them for the Kiss Museum. This is the kind of stuff that you should be seeing on Kiss Museum. 12-month calendar. It's really great. There's an image from the Kiss Alive era right there that we're celebrating. This looks like a shot from them in London, which I think would have been actually May of 76. So right on the cusp of Destroyer, actually. Yeah. What's this? Is this December? November. You got the classic end of the road shot right there. And then, another end of the road shot. So it's going from all eras. Is there any 80s in here? Do we have any 80s Kiss? Nope. Just makeup Kiss.
Just makeup.
But it's a lot of good makeup shots.
It's like either 70s or end of the road.
End of the road, yeah. But, great stuff. Yeah. So thank you, GothamGifts.com for that. And head over to Kiss Museum to get your Kiss calendar for 2026. Speaking of, we need to get to the actual Kiss calendar.
Yes, and I can tell that we haven't done this in a while because it's on July and it's September.
It is on July. We didn't have anything for August, really.
No, but I do want to see the August picture since we didn't get to look at it.
Love Gun.
Nice.
Love Gun, Alive 2.
Nice.
Awesome stage shot there. Yeah, but there was
nothing on the calendar for August.
There wasn't anything. I mean, we had Gene's birthday, so I guess I could put Gene's birthday, but it wasn't like it was, there hasn't really been any monumental events, and so that's why we haven't really been touching in with the Kiss calendar. But now we actually do have some dates. So September's graphic is a shot from '76 right there. Looks like they're on the Empire State,
New York.
Right there, up there. Yep, in New York. So September we have. I don't think it's anything in September. Yes, we do. So obviously today, or September 10th, is Kiss Alive.
Yep.
So I will put Kiss Alive 50th anniversary on the calendar because that's very important. And then skipping over to October, we have Cadillac, which is already on the calendar.
I'm trying not to look at the October picture because it's cool.
We'll get to that. Very, very Halloween. But one of the recent announcements has been that Kiss is going to be receiving an honor at the Kennedy Center Honors this December. I think it's December 7th. That's on Sunday. So I do want to go ahead and mark down here on December 7th, Kennedy Center Awards. So, yes, we do have some really cool things happening this year. And I'm going to go ahead and bring it back to September. Yes, so next is going to be, I can't put it back up because next is Asylum.
Oh.
The 10th.
Yeah, it's also this month.
Yeah, the 10th of this month is Kiss Alive. The 16th is the 40th for Asylum. So
nice.
You have Kiss Alive 50 and 75. We have Kiss Asylum, the 40th and 85.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to do. Are we going to do a review for that album?
Oh, 100%.
Good.
That's next
that.
week.
Sweet.
Yeah, so next week is going to be our full Asylum anniversary celebration.
Yeah, can't wait to do a deep dive on that one.
Me neither. I love Asylum. Great album. Thank you guys so much for joining us. This has been a really fun episode talking about Kiss Alive. And speaking of Kiss Museum, hang on one second here. I'm having trouble finding the nail here. Speaking of Kiss Museum, so one thing I wanted to do for everybody was curate a Kiss Alive collection. So I have an entire landing page right now on kissmuseum.com that you can go to and check out all of the items that we have that are specific to Kiss Alive. And we have everything from 1975 all the way to 2024. We've got original vinyl, cassettes, and freaking 8-tracks, people.
Nice.
CDs, vinyl, 8-tracks, cassettes. We've got t-shirts, we've got trading cards, we've got action figures. We've got all kinds of, Kiss Alive vintage photos.
Oh, yeah, those are cool.
So, I was digging through some photos and found photos that were specific to Kiss Alive, and so I made these little photo sets.
Yeah, they're really, really cool.
3 Kiss Alive photo sets, including, with photos from that era. It's really, really cool. And then, of course, we just did the Kiss photo scan, or the photo slide video I did on, the channel. That was a lot of fun, too. So, yeah, no shortage of fun happening right now in the Kiss world. And so I cannot wait to see what Kiss themselves is doing. We're going to be doing the Cadillac anniversary next month.
Yep.
And then everybody's going to be going to Vegas in November.
Yep.
And there's going to be all this fun stuff happening. Of course, the Kennedy Center Awards in December. So the last half of this year, the last quarter of this year is going to be some of the most fun we've had in a long time.
I love it. And it's so exciting because this is easily the best time of year anyway.
Oh,
and
bingo.
so to add all these exciting things on top of it just makes it so much better.
Yeah, fall is already the best. But when you put in all this Kiss fun and anniversary celebrations and just all this new stuff it's truly exciting. It's been a very slow year, 2025, as far as the Kiss stuff. I mean, we did get the new off the soundboard. That was fun.
Yeah.
But as far as those box sets and those big announcements and all the celebrations, it's like we're finally in that part of the year. And so I'm really excited. So even though we've been kind of slowing down this part of the year, some fun stuff to look forward to this next part. I'm really excited. Thank you again for being here. Episode 150.
That's crazy.
Of the Kiss Army Things podcast. I really do appreciate you guys being here. Hope you have a great day, a great week. Enjoy the fall season of beautiful weather, man. I mean, this no longer...
I hope it is where you all are too. Because
it's been smoldering this summer. It was dreadful to be outside, but now it's like you can finally
now it's
go
like
outside.
70 degrees.
You can
amazing.
Breathe. You can exist, and you won't die and dehydrate immediately. So yes, enjoy the weather. Enjoy everything there is to enjoy. Thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you in the next episode, 151 for Kiss Asylum 4th anniversary. In the meantime, this has been episode 150, celebrating 50 years of Kiss Alive. And my name is Xander.
My name is Daphne.
Peace out. Rock on. Take care. We'll see you next time.